If you want to see magnificent changes in your life, then this is the video you need to watch. I am going to tell you the one thing you need to do so that you can change your circumstances right now by just changing your perception and truly getting rid of your perception. We're going to dissolve it because we're going to become the conscious observer. And I'm going to start off with the OB. What does observer start with? OB. OB is everything to do with creation and life. This is why the obiatrics doctor is the one who guides the mother through the childbirthing process, the pregnancy. She does all of the things that the society, this medical system, this health system has said that needs to be done for a child to come out healthy in this environment. Whether that's true or not, that's subjective. The fact still remains. The truth still is there that it is called the obiatrics doctor, which is referred to as the OB doctor. The OB, that's how people refer to their doctor that they have during their pregnancy. Why is that? What is the importance of the OB? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to show you here. I got this little whiteboard here, and you can see I wrote OB, observer, because we really want to focus on the OB. And we have 13, 0, 1, 3. I'm sure your eyes are already connecting and your mind's already seeing. These are the same. All I did was separate this line from that set of curves, that number 3. 0, 1, 3 is the only actual number, if we want to call it that. It's truly a sacred symbol. The 13, I have a whole video on that. You can go check it out. Demystify 13 and why is actually a power for you to use. You can supercharge anything if you know how to use it properly, and this is why it will. Because 13 has to do with creation. Out of everything or nothing, which is the same thing when you're talking everything or nothing, because nothing would be everything. If nothing existed, then that's everything. And if everything existed, then there's nothing else. So it's still nothing. There's nothing else to do. There's everything. That's what the 0 is. It's a marker. It's the start of things. Out of that, you got 2 things. You got what nothing is, and then you got what that everything is. Life, the L, or I, or one. Neo, you are the one, you are the I, or the L, the angle. And then 3. 3 is a magic number. Why? Because out of 0 came 1, came 3. Why is that? Because right here, you have 2 things. But as I've been explaining to you in all these videos, there's no such thing as good and bad or positive and negative. They're just 2 sides of the same force. Here we go. On and off. This is where you get your ions from. This is where you get your symbols from for your on and off switches. Off, on. You take these 2 things and you can start mixing them around. This is where all the technology is able to even compute things, because it's using these 2 digits to compute everything, because it's a binary language. Well, it's taking these 2 things to make something else. That's where the 3 comes in. You got the mother, the father, and you have the child, which is the 3rd. This is Jesus. This is your imagination right here. That's why 3 is so magic. This is why 13 is the symbol, because the 0 is nothing, so you don't even write that. You don't need to. It's implied. It's always implied, because everything starts from that when you are writing. And then you have I, and then you have 3, because you came from nothing to something to what you're doing now, which is many different things, because we can mix things up in many different ways once we start weaving the 3 different forces together in whatever ways that we choose to. This is where the O and the B comes into play, because it's a reclassification of this symbol. It's hidden right in front of you. Anything that starts with OB has to do with a creation or being in a godly stance, to where you are being the observer, you are the creator, you are watching over things. What does the obstetrics doctor do? Watches over the pregnancy and the birth process and the creation of that life to make sure that it comes through the dock correctly. We are going to focus on being the conscious observer, though. That's what this video is about. Because all you need to do is change how you are looking at things so that you can actually change what you are looking at. You only think you're looking at something that is stagnant because you have decided that your perception and what you see with it is what is there. And that's not true. A perception is a form of focus, which we can do this for ourselves, or we can be given a perception. Many of us have been given perceptions out here of different forms of existing, living. And these perceptions are very narrow in how we are able to create, change, and manifest the life that we actually want in enjoyment. The perception is very much focused on the overarching system that gave you that perception. You can create your own perception as well, which I implore you to do, because that perception is your ego. That is what you are at the moment. So you need to take control of your perception so that you can actually focus it on what you want to enjoy at the moment. But we're not going to focus on that here. I can get into perception in a whole different episode. What we're going to focus on is the observer, the observation of what you see. The difference between a perception and an observation is a perception is a cone, or I see it as an egg actually, because it's the ego, it's the egg. So it goes in the form of a conish circular shape of an egg. That's your perception. I think of it as the depth of field of a camera and the focus and what you're actually able to see. And then everything outside of that is blurred. What's in focus is your perception. But we don't have to always have that focus, because we actually have a conscious mind. And this conscious mind is receptive to everything within our environment, because our environment is created by our subconscious, which our conscious mind impresses upon. So because of this, we can be aware of everything going around us by being the observer. Use all of your senses. Don't just rely on the eyes that lie. They'll tell you stories that ain't really there, because the eye is very much adulterated in this reality through different forms of ritualistic magic to keep you fixated on very specific things, so that you don't realize that your other senses are really what you need to focus on, so that you can have a holistic view of your life and what you need to do. We need to utilize all of our senses and get back to the feeling itself, which all of our senses go back to just our feeling. And when we are in our feeling of what is around us, we are observing what is around us, because we can feel it. It's there. We are there. We're a part of it. We're a part of all of it. But at the same time, we're not participating with it, because we're observing it. We're collecting information or data, if you want to see it that way. We're not judging it. We're not analyzing it. We're just observing. Because the first thing that you need to do if you want to know how to get somewhere is know where you are, so that you can figure out how to get from where you are to the house around the corner. Or maybe you want to go to, there's a hiking trail about 1.5 miles down the street and around the corner, but there's no signs that tell you how to get there. Well, you need to know where you are and where that is so that you can figure out how you get from here to there. And to do that, you need to be aware of where you are currently, which to do that, you need to be the observer. To go anywhere, to change anything, that's all you need to do. This is the same mentally. All you need to do right now, at any moment that you find yourself not quite in control or feeling as if things are getting chaotic and you're getting anxious, stressed, depressed, whatever it may be, emotional in some way, deep breaths. And just observe what is going on. Don't judge it. Don't analyze it. Just see what it is. Let your mind soak it in as a sponge. Because your mind automatically, it's autonomous. It will calculate all of this for you. This is why in the last video I was talking about knowledge and how truth is the only actual knowledge, which is light, which comes out of you. The only truth is what comes out of you. Because the truth is truly based on your mind calculating what is going on and then telling you something. You consciously are collecting information and your mind's figuring it out and then giving you something. Many of us are so caught in a focus with our perception that our mind isn't being allowed to do that, and or we're not even paying attention to it because we're too focused on the negativity or this reaction or emotion over here that's occurring, this person over here that's doing something, someone over there, or something on TV, an advertisement. I want to go get this. There's a new electronic device that came out. I feel I need to go get. Oh, there's a new movie coming out. I better go watch that. All of this is distractions, and it takes away from your mind's ability to observe what is going on. So it's up to you to create that space for your mind to be able to observe and create from, because that's truly what's going on when you are being the conscious observer. You are observing what is around you, and you are allowing it to inhabit your being so that your being can see where it is, and it will tell you then. It will tell you in ways that you will understand and overstand where you are so that you can actually do something with it. You have to have faith, though, that what you're being told is the truth. You have to trust yourself. If you don't trust yourself, you're going nowhere because you are the one creating it all. How can you go somewhere if you don't trust yourself? It's impossible because you are the one that's moving the whole wheel. You created this whole thing. This environment is based off of your subconscious. If you want to go somewhere, you have to have trust and faith in what you are. Maybe that will change along the way, but you need to start with that because it will show you the light. Your mind will show you exactly what you need to know. And when you observe what is going on, your mind is going to change how it even comes into environments. When you go into a new room, into a new place, say you go to the grocery store or you go to some place of business to do something, your mind is going to see these things differently. Maybe you're going to a public park to sit on a bench so that you could observe. I implore you to do that. Go to a public place, sit on the bench and just sit there. Just allow things to occur around you. What do you see? What do you hear? What are the birds doing? Did you even realize there was birds there? Why do they keep flying over the road? What are they doing with those nuts? What are the crows doing? See the patterns, follow the patterns. Go to a busy intersection and just sit there and allow all of that to penetrate your body. Allow your mind to soak it in and then leave and see what your mind comes up with afterwards, because you're going to notice things that you've never noticed before because you've never sat there and just observed what was going on. I am telling you to go and do this in busy environments because you're quickly going to get a grasp for the power that this has. because you're going to quickly start realizing and putting things together of things that you've never seen because you've never just sat there and allowed the cars to just go by. Allow people to walk by you, listening to them. What are they doing? How are they walking? Do they all have AirPods in? Are they all robots with antennas? Did you know that Apple has a patent to where they can listen to your brain waves when you have your AirPods in? Yeah, they can read your brain waves. Did you also know that if they can read your brain waves, they can program your brain waves? I wonder what they are doing with these frequencies. This is why it's important for us to step back from all of this, because it's going to give us a base and a foundation of who we actually are and what we are, so that we know and we have faith and trust in us for what we are doing and where we are going. We know where we're going because we created it. The observer is all you need to be. That's all God is the observer. But at some point, you're going to want to experience it. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is the point. You observe, you learn, you figure it out, you know where you are, then you go in and you get down and dirty and experience what it is. That's the point. But when you observe it, that gives you the gnosis of what it is so that you don't get lost and trapped in what you are doing. I also implore you to go out in nature and do the same practice. Go out in nature and just sit. Sit somewhere where there's bushes, where you can see what is in the bushes, what's on the ground. Have you ever just looked on the ground in the grass, even in your yard? Have you ever looked in the grass in your yard and seen the life that exists, everything that is there? All of the insects and ants just moving around all over the place, doing all of these things that they do for their enjoyment, their life, what they are doing in their existence. They have faith in it, they trust it, and they keep doing it. Have you ever just sat there and watched all the bees on the flowers, or just even watched the trees blow? Have you ever just watched the trees, just observed it? Just sat there and observed nature around you. You are missing so much on such a finite level. This is why I made the video that you don't know anything, because how many of us have actually stepped outside and seen the smallest thing that is on the ground? There's not many of us that take the time to do that because we're in such a rush to get everywhere. How many of us go outside and listen to this beautiful tune of the cicadas? It's to teleport you. Where do you want to go? This is instant. This is magic, that sound. So powerful. So I keep telling you guys that. I don't know if you've picked it up yet. That is a very powerful sound. If you lay down and rest on that while you have your vision and your imagination, whoo, that is going to profoundly push it forward because of that resonance that you are laying it on. The last thing I wanted to touch on in this video is when you are observing things in your surroundings, what about your body? How often do you observe your body? How much attention do you pay to your little toe? Have you looked at it recently? How is it doing? Is it curved in? Is it spread out as it should be? Are your toes sprawled, or are they all stuck together in because you wear shoes that go to a point? Or do you allow your feet to breathe and spread out? How is your posture? How does your skin look? How does your face look? Have you ever examined yourself at a finite level to see these small intricacies of yourself? Because you have so much on this body that you could observe on its own. How many of us stop to actually put that energy towards this body, this vessel that we carry around always? That's where you need to start and finish. Because that is truly how you experience life here, is through this vessel. This is how you move. This is how you bring things into your feeling, is through the senses that are created with this vessel. So, what you need to do is go to 3 places: a busy intersection or somewhere in a city where there's a ton of movement going on. An industrial area, observe that. Observe nature. Observe nature in your surroundings. And then observe your body as well. And allow your mind to process all of this. So it's going to change how you feel about where you are, because it's going to change where you are, because now you are seeing things you've never seen before. You are allowing things into you that you never allowed in before. And when you do that, it changes things. It's up to you to choose how that changes and what you create out of it, though. I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm going to go enjoy the sound of these cicadas.